With the help of AirTag enthusiasts from all over the world, we have been testing out the AirTags to its max. Currently I have 10 AirTags traveling, and this video will give you an update about 2 AirTags that have been traveling for a really long time. One is in South Africa and the other one is on its way to Antarctica. The first story is about an AirTag I sent to a non-existing address in a small town in Greenland. I made a video about this before, but the long story short is, after sending it, it took an overland route to Copenhagen in Denmark, and from there it took an Air Greenland flight to Greenland, where it arrived eventually in the Ilulissat post office. Inside the envelope I had put a QR code with a Grabify link. Someone in the post office scanned the QR code and I got a notification about that. I knew the envelope had been opened. After posting the video, Tatsi reached out to me. He works for the Greenlandic telepost. He managed to retrieve the AirTag and sent me pictures of the AirTag being in Greenland. Meanwhile, I got an email from Andre in Cape Town, South Africa, and he offered to receive the AirTag. I left the last video with the AirTag being sent from Greenland to start its long 12,000 kilometer journey to South Africa. After Tatsi sent the AirTag from the Greenlandic capital Nuuk, it made its way to the airport where I could capture its departure via a webcam the next day. From Nuuk it flew to Kangerlussuaq and from there the next day to Copenhagen. It stayed in Copenhagen for 5 days before flying to Doha in Qatar. It spent another 3 days there and then flew to Johannesburg in South Africa, where it arrived 9 days after Tatsi had sent it from Greenland. So far I'm very pleased with how quickly it got from Greenland to South Africa. I can see my AirTag sitting at a warehouse at the airport in Johannesburg. Meanwhile, outside in Johannesburg there was a lockdown because of COVID-19 and also riots broke out. What followed the next few months could be best described as South African AirTag ping-pong. After 11 days the AirTag started to move. From the Johannesburg airport it moved to another warehouse in the south of Johannesburg. This warehouse is about a 35-minute drive from the airport. It stays there for a full week and then it's back at the airport again. It stays here for about a month and then it moves back to Johannesburg South again. It spends 2 weeks there and then it moves back to the airport again. The AirTag ping-pong seems to be done for now. It has been 10 weeks since it arrived in Johannesburg and it's still in the South African postal system. It seems like I'm not the only unhappy customer about this place. If you work for the South African post office, please let me know what is going on. The second AirTag trip also went very different from what I had originally planned. Sebastian from Santiago in Chile emailed me that he wants to join in. Since I had received a couple more emails from South America, I figured I would send an AirTag on a South American tour. After preparing the envelope, I cycled to the mailbox. Are the dark clouds in the background a sign of things to come? Bon voyage, my little friend. After dropping the AirTag in the mail, it made its way through the Dutch postal system towards Amsterdam Airport in about a week's time. It spent 2 days at Amsterdam Airport and then flew to Dallas in Texas. The next day it flew to Miami with American Airlines. It spent 2 nights in Miami and then takes a flight to Santiago in Chile, where I picked it up at the airport. Customs clearing takes about 2 weeks before it's delivered to Sebastian. He sent me these photos from Santiago. I got an email from Brazil from someone who's willing to receive the AirTag there, so this will be its next stop. Brazil also has a pretty low iOS market share, so let's see what will happen. After Sebastian dropped off the AirTag with DHL, it went to Santiago's airport and took a flight to Miami. From Miami, it flew to Campinas Airport near Sao Paulo. It arrives in a DHL facility there, and then we get an update in the tracking. Brazilian customs wants money. They want $70 for it. Of course, the receiver in Brazil refuses to pay, and the AirTag starts its journey back to Chile. It first goes back to Campinas Airport, and later it moves to Sao Paulo Airport, from where it will take a flight directly to Santiago in Chile. And so on August 13, the AirTag is back in Chile again, and it's handed over to Sebastian the next day. While all of this was happening, I was looking into sending an AirTag to Antarctica. One of the islands having quite a lot of activity down there is King George Island. About a fifth of the people working on King George have an iPhone. There is a small Polish research station, and I sent them an email. They responded very promptly. What an interesting idea. We receive mail through the Chilean base by helicopter. Whenever they have something for us, they make a detour during training flights. We usually get mail several times a year. After a bit more emailing, I understand that the mail towards the research station will take the following route. First, it will fly from Santiago to Punta Arenas, a small town in the south of Chile. From there, it will get on a flight to King George Island. The airport on King George is Chilean territory, and they even have a post office there. From there, it will eventually catch a helicopter flight to Aktauski Station. After going over the details, Sebastian went to the post office, and after a bit of fuzzing around with the correct mailing address, the Chilean post office accepted the envelope. For the fourth time in its life, the AirTag was again at Santiago Airport. It took a flight to Punta Arenas, and from there it was transferred to a downtown post office. This was the scary part. Would they understand the rather unusual address? The next day the AirTag was at the airport again in Punta Arenas, where it has been ever since. The tracking code shows it's still out for delivery, so now the long wait will start for a flight to this little post office on King George Island. I'm sorry to leave you guys with two cliffhangers here, but it might be months before these AirTags reach their destination, and I just wanted to give you an update. I'm testing out a little Telegram channel that will give updates when an AirTag is moving. If you're interested in joining as a tester, please email me. Also, the website is now showing near live updates and additional info like battery status and how accurate the detected location is. The AirTag traveling east just got mailed from Moscow and is on its way to India. The other AirTag going around the world is stuck in a New Zealand lockdown. Pitcairn Island in the South Pacific can add one AirTag to its population, and the AirTag in Sudan is still alive and moving around, but its receiver doesn't respond anymore. And one AirTag is still a surprise. Let me know in the comments if you can guess where this one is going. More videos about these amazing journeys will come very soon. If you want to join in and make an AirTag travel, please contact me at airtagalex@gmail.com, or you can visit the website at travelbyenvelope.com.